What was it like to be a minority in Pakistan?
Well, I was a double whammy. One was I was growing up in Lahore where there were very, very few Parsis, and then I wasn't sent to school because as a child I had polio. That made my life very restricted, abnormally restricted. I mean, there were other Parsi girls who had full lives and full experiences when acting in plays and were doing things, but I was totally restricted from it. And then I got married when I was 19 in Bombay. And that was a huge shock to me. From this totally sheltered life to go to Bombay, which is, their lifestyle is probably a little more upbeat than most Americans. I learned a lot being in Bombay, and for the first time, Bombay has a lot of Parsis. So I was embedded, I met my cousins and all, embedded for the first time in the Parsi community. And that was a feeling of recognition that their genes are like mine, their sense of humor is as nutty, they're as, they can be very stupid with their sense of humor. So I had an abnormal childhood. If I'd gone to school and all, it would have been totally different. Because no matter where I was isolated by not being sent to school. So there was never any feeling that I was being discriminated because I was a Parsi. Now, at least this side of the Indus River where we were guarded by pickets in dangerous area, was comparatively safer than the other side of the Indus. There was no army person would venture there.
Oh, I see.
And they were invited to the wedding. And of course they didn't go. They said we dared not go. But they heard that about 2 weeks into the marriage, the girl ran away. Now, these mountains have no paths, no pagdangis, not even a blade of grass because they're above the tree level, barren mountains. And jagged peaks. And I don't know how the whole point in telling me the story was that she survived for 2 weeks. And suddenly they knew that she'd run away. These things in the grapevine came. And they thought if she crosses the Indus, where there was only a rope bridge in those days, they were on the lookout that they would rescue her. And she survived in those mountains for 2 weeks. And at the end, they'd heard she'd run away, and then one morning they found her head severed and her body in the river. So this was a punishment for it's like a Cadillac you bought running away. They bought her and she ran away. Punishment is death, according to their system and code of honor, because it is a theft. Somebody who's paid money or whatever it was. I mean, so many people tried, and it was just too funny for words, what they would mistake. In Crow-Eaters Shuru Kiya, 2 or 3 people came to the house, Jung newspaper brought them, we wanted translated, etc. And my friend Javed Iqbal and Nasra Iqbal are dear friends of mine.
Okay.
So they did a few pages and Nasra was sitting with me, and suddenly this goes, he's reading out, pickup truck, Murray Hillspin nahi char sahi, or something like that. And there's no such thing in the Crow-Eaters. So Nasra looked at me, I looked at her, I said, no, there's no pickup truck. Pickup truck to nahi hai. So we looked on the page. Wahan hai, Mr. Watson couldn't get his prick up.
But do you think when you revisit your books now, do you still remember exactly what you intended for each character?
I've forgotten so often. Sometimes, like that day I was waiting at the doctor's office and he wanted to read the book, Cracking India. So while I was waiting for him, I was leafing through and there's so much I'd forgotten there, But I've never had the urge to rewrite or revise. Because whatever has happened so intrinsically and so automatically that a lot of it is much wiser than I am. In a way, when you're writing, your writing turns out much better than you are as a person.